Okay, hi. We're now going to use Microsoft Project to create a Gantt chart. Gantt is spelled G-A-N-T-T. A Gantt chart is used by project managers, project leaders, and members of the project to figure out what needs done and where they should be on the project. It ends up being a series of tasks and a series of bar charts that lets you visually see where you are in the project. They're relatively easy to build. The primary tool that you use is Microsoft Project. If you don't have that, you don't need to go spend money on it. You can use any of the online free tools that generate Gantt charts. A simple Google search will find tools that will help you out. Microsoft Project is, though, available on our school machines. I'm going to create a blank project, and I'm take a look at my screen. Left-hand side of my screen are my tasks, and if you look at the columns, you have task name, duration, start, finish, and predecessors. Right-hand side of the screen will be my bar chart that's going to show me where I'm at in my project. To help you out when you get this thing started, at least in project, the default down in the lower left says manually scheduled. I like to set that to be automatically scheduled. It tends to solve errors for me. All right, so now it's telling us up in our timeline we need to add tasks. For my work breakdown structure a few minutes ago, we're going to put those work tasks in here. So if you recall, I need to decide on paint, I need to get supplies, I need to prep the house, I need to paint the house, and I need to clean up. Microsoft Project assumes we're starting today, and it assumes the duration is 1 day. You can see that it says 1 day, question mark. I'm going to change several of these. First off, I'm going to change it to 2 days. The times that you have, or the time measurements, are your ones you'd expect. I've got 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years, which is ridiculous, so IRS, sorry, 2 hours. The idea is to put in something you think is realistic. Don't just bow to your boss's whims. If the boss says get it done in an hour and you know you need 5, argue it and put in what you need. The start date is helpful. When I go to the start date, I pick a different day and it will automatically adjust this. Let's say I want to go to the 5th. We'll see that over here on the right-hand side of my screen, this jumps me to Monday, August 5th, and I have days it takes it. Days it's going to take me to get there, the 5th and then the 6th. If I pick the 2nd, Project will assume that this is a regular work week and it will block out Saturday and Sunday as non-work days. You can change that in your settings. I'm going to leave it alone. So I'm going to go back to the Monday the 5th. Okay, so deciding on paint, that's going to take me 2 days. And get supplies, that's a day. But I can't do that until I know what color paint to get. So I'm going to set that as a predecessor. A predecessor means that this task, number 2, get supplies, cannot be done until task 1 is completed. So we can't start getting supplies so I know what color I need. So I'm going to click on there and a bunch of things happen. 1, it sets the date. It starts after this is finished. Secondly, over here we have a little arrow that says once this task is completed, jump down to here. And I like 1 day, so I'm going to get rid of the question mark. Prep the house, likewise. I'm not going to prep the house until we decide on paint. I'm going to say it's going to take me 3 days. And again, the predecessor in this will be decide on paint. If you know your numbers, which you can all probably read, you can just type these numbers in over here as predecessors. Paint the house, I can't do until it's prepped. And clean up, I can't do until it's done, which is 4. So all of my dates are set right. Paint the house is a little short at 1 day, 2 days, and then clean up, I can do that in a day. So I now have my Gantt chart set up over here. Visually, I can see what's happening. Again, the weekend is ignored because it assumes that I am a businessman, and again, I'm just going to leave that alone. I now want some additional information in here about prepping the house. So I'm going to insert some tasks above it. So prep the house for me means tape the windows, and I need to fix the wall. I have an old house with plaster walls. I guarantee you there's cracks I got to fix. So these are part of prep the house. Right now, they're sitting over here by themselves. So I'm going to highlight these two. And up on my toolbar under the task menu is an insert, or an indent, excuse me. This now indents these two particular tasks underneath my prep the house. Now, unfortunately, AutoSchedule messed with this a little bit because the 1 day here is the 2 days changed down to 1 day. I'm going to adjust these. I'm going to say it's going to take me 1 day to tape the windows. It's going to take me 2 days to fix the walls. Since I made this 2 days, my prep the house now jumps up to 2 days, and it's assuming I'm taping and fixing the wall at the same time. Well, I don't think I can do that because I'm lazy, so I'm going to make tape the wall as a predecessor for fix the walls. So now I have over here, some people call these a vampire task or the little teeth or the group task. I have these tasks grouped, and tape the windows and fix the walls are underneath there. So as a project leader member, I can look at this and say, okay, Monday I'm supposed to start. This tool also allows me to deal with resource names. Resources are people and things. It'll help me calculate how much this is going to cost me. So I'm going to take a look at my resource. I'm going to go to View menu, and I'm going to pick my resource sheet. This is the easy way. So I went to the View menu and the resource sheet. I'm going to add some resources here. So I've got me, my wife, my son, and my daughter. These are all people that are workers. You hit the drop here, so you have got work, material, or cost. Let's say that we're all worth $50 an hour. Except for me, looks like I'm going to be 500. I better fix that. Might be a bit high, but hey, I'm worth it. I also have some other stuff I'm going to need, like I might need paints. Paint isn't an hourly thing, it's a cost per use. Let's say it costs me $5 every time you use paint. And a roller. These are both materials. So now that I screwed it up, I'll put it back. And it costs me, say, 50 cents to use a roller. These can be used now back in my Gantt view under resources. I scroll this to the right, and I'll give myself a little space here. I can do resource names. So in picking paints, that's not my job. That's my wife's job, clearly. Now, cool, puts Laurie here, and it puts Laurie over here in the task screen. Get supplies, that'll be me. And my wife will come along, she likes to shop. So we're over here. Prepping the house. Actually, no, I'm not going to get this. I'm going to have my daughter do this. She's better at shopping than I am. Prepping the house, that's going to be my son and I. So I'm going to have my son take the windows, and I'm going to fix the walls. If you make a mistake, or if you over allocate somebody, I'm going to add myself back here, it lets you know. And if you dig around, you'll find that Lee might be over allocated. So I'm going to take myself back out. So I know who's supposed to do what. Painting the house, that'll be most of us, except my daughter. She's a klutz. So I've got, I also need my paint, and I need a roller. So that's all the stuff that I need. And then clean up, that's going to be my son and I. So with these resources, I can see over here exactly what it is that I need, who's supposed to be doing what. So if I come to look at the project and the windows aren't taped, I know to yell at my son. Well, now I want to figure out what this is going to cost me. So I'm going to click here. It says add new column, and a whole bunch of columns pop up. I'm going to pick cost. There's a bunch of different costs. I'm just going to click the simple first one. And what it does is it takes our hourly rate, how long we're doing it, assuming an 8-hour day, and do the math. Well, if you recall, I gave us each $50 an hour. So 2 days, 2 8-hour days is 60 an hour, times 50 is $800. This can be used to manage the costs. In this vampire or group task, the 400 plus the 800 adds up to make 1,200. If you go with a shorter duration, longer duration, the math will automatically calculate it. So if I say it's not going to take us 2 days to do this, and take us 2 hours, the math updates accordingly. So I put it back. Awesome. So this is a Gantt chart. This is now a Gantt chart about something we're about to do. Let's pretend that it is past its start date. And let's say that the side-on paints. Go to the information on this particular task. You can get to that up here as well, but I always think of it over here. So I right-click this bar with the information. I can set a percent complete. Let's say that it is the Wednesday. So I'm 100% complete. It might be hard to see, but if you look at this, there's a blue bar in there now. And so the next one, same thing, information. We'll say that getting supplies, they're halfway there. There's a blue bar, I'll zoom so you can see that. There's a blue bar right next to Laurie and Elizabeth, and you see how it's half full. You use these to set percentages. So if I were the manager of the manager of the manager who's running this project, I can look at it and go, hey, what's up with Laurie and Elizabeth? Why aren't they done getting supplies yet? Likewise, Chris, who's a hard worker, he's almost done, but I'm a slacker. I'm only partway there. The question might be asked, why is Lee only so far done? I could say, well, my predecessor isn't finished. The supplies aren't here. As you saw, when I right-click this, I can also format this thing. I can pick different colors, different shapes, different anything you want. That's just kind of silly, but you can do it. Okay, so at this point, we're managing the project, and we're able to look at these bars and see what percentage along the way we are. Clearly, at the end of the project, all these bars would be full, everything would be 100%, and we'd be done. Okay, so this is a Gantt chart. This is a common tool used to figure out what needs done. But there are a few other views we can look at this. In the book, we talk about a PERT diagram. A PERT diagram is another way to look at a timeline of tasks. Gantt draws as project draws as a PERT diagram as well. Luckily, we don't have to do anything. On your View tab, if you go to Network Diagram, that's what Microsoft calls the PERT chart. We get this. The X out is because I'm done, partially done, etc. Now we'll see that I get to the end here, clean the walls, tape the windows. These are all parts of these steps. Microsoft helps you identify things like critical path. This is my critical path. I can tell this because it's red and it stands out. I can also figure out what slack time is. Slack time are when you have two tasks that run parallel, like get supplies and prep the house. Which one can wait? So I can prep the house and get supplies. Prep the house is 3 days. Get supplies is 1 day. That means that whoever's doing get supplies, Laurie and Elizabeth, have 2 days extra to get this task. Secondly, if prep the house is delayed, it'll delay the entire project. Okay, so this was a Gantt chart and a PERT chart. Hopefully you get it and you can build your project.